Breaking news: FBI with CNN. I can't get your messages, uh, or I can't get your views. I don't know if you're watching or liking or just watch and just listen. That's all I can say. Breaking news: FBI directed CNN cameras when Roger Stone was arrested. Told you this was a ruse, and I'll tell you why. Why is all these other big channels not arrested? Why? They're doing the same thing. Think about it, folks. I just thought you might want to know that. Um, InfoWars is reporting it, and so am I. We're finally on the right page. I think Alex Jones is finally figuring out what is going on. But I will tell you this: we've got a lot going on, and a lot to understand that we are being lied to on both sides, Democrat and Republicans. And now they're talking about, and if you did not see my Facebook live video, I will be putting the description down below. I did finish the Forza 24 Rolex race, and you'll get to see the ending of that. But let's see here. Earthquakes are going crazy on the West Coast. Looks like there's hurricane force winds out there, 140 miles per hour winds. We're looking at that right now. A lot of stuff happening, folks. A lot. But I hope y'all enjoy the game designs and the news. We're waiting on InfoWars to say something. They're going live. We're waiting on them to say something. Y'all want to say anything, y'all can, but just be nice, respect each other, no more bullying, or Kayla will arrest you. That's it. Bottom line. Freedom of speech is over when you hate people, and you don't help Americans no more, and you're American. It's pretty sad. But Miss Goots, thank you. I got your message. I don't know if you got my message. Thank you for another donation. I don't know what you're putting in there. I really don't care because you did good last time. I was not expecting another donation 2 week span. I really did not. And I was not expecting anything from you again for a while because that was a lot. I was really shocked on that, if you want to know the truth. But y'all going to love this. This is kind of like a Fast and the Furious celebrity death match. You'll see what I've got at the end. The last match will be a Fast and the Furious match. I'm not going to tell you who's in it. I'm just going to let you watch and view. Let's see if I can get this camera right. Okay. Yeah, I'm having problems today, guys. I'm sorry. Get it right in a minute. All right. Let's get going. We're still waiting on InfoWars to say anything. This is crazy. Hope y'all having a good day on a Friday. We wrapped up the Forza race. My first ever race online to race for money and prizes, and all I can say is I didn't win. I will tell you that much. But can you guess where I finished? I'm really shocked where I finished, if you want to know the truth. I didn't do good last night. Steering messed up at the start. I led for a little while. I finished led, went to fourth, then went to 24th, and then went back up to fifth, and went back to fourth, and then went to third. And all I can say is, You can see the finish if you want to. Them online drivers are wild. I mean, holy crap. Uh, I think they're worse than the NASCAR online drivers, if you want to know the truth. Um, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. Driving with one eye is not easy. And I am doing an IndyCar League. My new sponsor is the 7-Eleven Gulp, Big Gulp, Tony Kanan. And we're still waiting on InfoWars. There is more updates, and this will be on here next after InfoWars says this. But HQ Reactions admitted that him and Dustin called me and harassed me. I got the file here. His other account was Agony, right? Look, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Y'all need to quit bullying people. You don't want to be shot over that. Seriously. Officer Kayla's getting them, man. That is my other Batman that I created. People will be filing in from Facebook. I just shared it on 3 Facebooks. I cannot get anything though. I don't know who's watching unless you're commenting down below. If you can even comment. I know last night nobody commented, so I was assuming, and people watched, but I was assuming that I was getting shadow banned, or YouTube even notices that you're threatening somebody or something. They don't let you comment no more. Yep. Let's see here. Still waiting on InfoWars. But these matches are Fast Lane Fast 5 matches. You're going to have 5 people wrestling against each other. I created Data Polycruz from the movie Predator. He was in the movie Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger. So yeah. Hope y'all enjoyed the Black History Month matches that I did for y'all. And now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. We're going to do some fast lanes and elimination chamber matches coming up, folks. Looking forward to doing that. And I just created Bugs Bunny. Okay, we're going to hear something from InfoWars. Is Alex going to say anything?
At InfoWars, we're always looking for the very best-selling, highest-rated products that we can then private label and sell. And a lot of times we reach out to top companies, and they don't want to private label to us because, well, we're InfoWars and we've been demonized. But a lot of times people will work with us only because we're InfoWars. Well, there is a national company, and I'm not going to name them because we're not in competition with them, but we private label their product, who has FDA approval for years to sell their wound gel that is the strongest out there until you get to prescription level of wound gel that can be sold in stores. And we private label it, and we sell it for $10 less online than they sell it at CVS and Walgreens. But the announcement here today is this. We've been selling a lot of the wound gel and a lot of the immune guard. In fact, we just put in big orders for both of them. But then I noticed, without us even plugging it, because of all the scary stuff going on this winter with viruses and bacteria spreading at record levels, that it was all flying off the shelves at regular price. And so unlike other companies and other groups that do things like raise prices during a crisis, we're going to go from full price to 40% off on both of these best-selling products right now at InfoWarsLife.com and InfoWarsStore.com. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go to 40% off because I just put a big order in. It'll be a few months till more comes in, but I want you to have the impetus and the initiative to get it for yourself and your family. Get a great discount, see how great it works, and become a repeat customer. It just as a Texan and as American and as a patriot, that's how I want to be treated. That when there's a crisis and people really need something and want it, I'm going to sell it at a huge discount instead of selling it at full price because I noticed you were buying it. So because you're supporting us and already buying it, both the products, 40% off as a combo or 40% off individually while supplies last at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll free 888-253-3139.
Really? Is that all you're going to say? Well, that was great. Thank you, dumbass. That's okay, because we got bigger news to show and fry. Let's see here. Let's see. Y'all gonna like this. You ready for this, everyone? What did I tell y'all months ago? Didn't I say HQ reaction? I mean HQ reactions. Didn't I say QAnon was JFK Jr.? Didn't I say that, everyone? Huh? I did, didn't I? Don't ever underestimate me, folks. I'm here to warn you of what's happening. JFK cheated his death because he wanted to get away from pedophilia. Yes, guys. He was sexual abused. I don't know if y'all knew that or not. He was sexual abused by his dad. I just didn't know if y'all knew that or not. But this is coming out of Russia. Putin knows what's up. Princess Diana was raped by the European people. I'm going to be honest with you. That's why Russia's having problems with us. And that's why it's all about what's going on with the pedophiles in Wormwood. Everything, guys. So, without further ado, more news coming out about QAnon as JFK Jr. Enjoy, folks. And this is true.
He died of an overdose.
We didn't know our own son.
No, he got mixed up with a gangster. Gonna kill him. It's the movie critics are calling a darkly committed thrill ride.
All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's exactly, Friday, the 8th, February the 8th, 2019. Thanks for joining me. Okay, just looking through, somebody just sent me this, and I'm going to dig a little more deeper to John F. Kennedy Jr. and what's going on with John. To the gunner's wife. The gunner's wife is this video, I guess, it's downloaded January 19th. It's called Carol Bissett Caught on Tape. Admitting John F. Kennedy Jr. is alive and working with Donald J. Trump Jr. 100% alive.
Told you.
You can do your homework as well. So just log into the gunner's wife on her YouTube channel, and she will. How you doing? Thanks for joining me, guys. Hey, what's up? Brown Eyes Rose. Yeah, good morning, Patriots. Absolutely. Topic today is John. Thanks for sending me this link. The link is called Gunner's Wife, and she has a really good video about John. I want you to see it, and then I'll give you my commentary, and I'm going to do some voice recognition to really get down to the deeper things of what's going on. But it looks really good. So check it out, guys. Don't forget, the gunner's wife. I'm checking out her channel right now. So on YouTube. Okay? I'll enlarge it for you.
Watchers, truth seekers, anons, patriots, you've waited for this moment. You've waited for this video. And that moment has arrived. And you will not be disappointed. I hope you're sitting down. Get ready. In the last video, you saw Trump cue So who really is the star of this show? Well, I caught Carolyn Bassett admitting everything unknowingly on camera. And I'm going to show you in this video. If this is the first video that you're watching from my channel, stop the video, go back, watch the other videos, then come back. Because you don't want to take these videos out of order. It's important that you go along step by step and build in the truth reveal. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the notifications, make sure you go back and watch all the videos and catch up, and then be ready to move forward as we unlock the truth.
Don't forget to crush that like button, subscribe, like, comment down below. Look, checking out the Gunner's wife video about John John.
It's all coincidence that Vincent Fusca is widely rumored to be JFK Jr. in disguise. He is with Carolyn Bassett's identical twin. He writes JFK Jr. after being prompted by Trump, all while sitting in his primetime center stage seat right behind Trump. Let's go back to earlier in the rally before Trump arrives and even before Vincent Fusca arrives. Carolyn's there very early. She sings along with the national anthem. She sits through a couple of speakers. And there's a few things that happen that I thought were worth mentioning just to kind of show who she is and who she's surrounded by and what's really going on in this rally. Someone tries to sit in the seats that are marked reserved right next to Carolyn, and the lady behind
I tried, but the volume goes as long as you can.
flag tells them that their seats are up by her. Carolyn
Hold on, I'll blow it up a little bit.
reserved, so the ladies start to go over there. However, one of them does come back. Immediately, she's approached by a gentleman, and she instantly gets up and leaves. He sits there and signals to a guy who was on his way over, and when the guy sits down, they shake hands. Fusca still hasn't arrived, but she is sitting with everyone else who we will see through the entire rally, except for this guy who moves over to ask her a question. She lets him sit there and they're talking about the reserved sign, and she tells him something like that seat's for Vincent Fusca. He and Carolyn start a conversation, and I'm going to tell you exactly what they say.
Now, who the heck is Vincent?
Well, we're actually touring as Vincent.
Oh,
Junior will be dressing up to do the touring as
Okay,
Vincent
got it.
Fusca.
Wow, that's great information by the Gunner's wife. I appreciate that. This is now, it's 110% proof.
Are you from here?
Awesome, guys.
Are you from Ohio?
oh, I am.
The two people in front of them are listening to every word. You'll be showing up with Vincent Fusca wherever
Said I
he's
am?
going.
Oh, where am I going with Vincent Fusca?
Where?
else would I go?
He'll tour Ohio dressed like Vincent
Go where?
Fusca. On tour.
Go where on tour? Where else?
Well,
on it?
probably Florida if we're even going to
Definitely.
Florida.
I might.
Thank you. Remember this guy on the other side of Carolyn? He leans over and asks her a question after her exchange off screen. She answers him, yeah, he said he was the agent in charge. The crowd starts booing and we see someone point to where it starts. Carolyn laughs knowingly, then she says, that's where they start up. Now watch the agent visually locate where the cheer starters are placed. We hear some loud boos coming from her right, and she laughs to the agent. That's Vincent Fusca. Carolyn says something about moving seats, then the agent informs her that they're actually on camera. The look on her face at first is concern, but then she's happy for him that he's excited.
That's awesome.
Shortly before Trump comes in, we see Fusca enter the rally to join Carolyn at their their seats. Laura and Eric Trump are the speakers right before Donald Trump.
That's
Is
awesome.
it purely coincidental that the timing of him sitting down is perfect?
Yeah.
Once seated, Fusca is very busy going through his props, which include signs, photos, note cards, and he's very chatty with Carolyn during Laura's speech. Now watch what Carolyn says to Fusca. It's all about the junior.
It's all about
It's about who's the star of the show.
That's
And
hilarious.
there you are.
So I just want to say thank you. God was in this election, ladies and gentlemen. I knew we would win. So I just want to say thank you.
Trump's co-star must be pretty important.
Wow, it's a very, very, very informative information right now there, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you just joining in, digging deeper more, John F. Kennedy Jr., if he's alive.
God was in this election, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely. Have faith, and God definitely was in this election.
So I just want to say thank you.
Very
Now
good
in this
job.
next part, listen to what Laura says and then watch what Carolyn says to Fusca.
What's going on, James here? What if I told you that bridge behind me? Okay, right over there. That bridge behind me. The
What do y'all think about that, folks? We're not done. I just thought I would share you this because I told you a year ago I had a dream that JFK Jr. was alive. It's on all of my YouTube channels. And I said QAnon was JFK. I didn't know this until December 2 years ago, folks. Yes. And I'll tell you who gave me the information. The late Edward Snowden. That's right, folks. And I told Jennifer, former Navy, Jennifer Fontenot, from Louisiana, that's got the channel with the Navy, Veterans for Truth. I told her, and she was blown away when I told her that who gave me the information. Now, he's missing. Edward Snowden is missing, folks. We don't know if he went underground or he died. Last time I heard was he was murdered. So, and that was one of the Russians. So I just want y'all to know what's going on. A lot of stuff is happening, but let's keep on. I just wanted to, give you a little bit more clue how I knew this and what was going on. Guys, I can see things before it happens. Okay. Some of it I can and some of it I can't. I have to have help a little bit, but I'm getting better at this powerful thing that God's given me. So just share, like, and subscribe because you're going to be shocked a little bit more for 2019. You just don't know what's about to happen. The worst tornadoes ever is coming, folks. We could have an F6 or an F7 this year. It's going to be bad. Let's keep on.
And here's something else. I knew that we were going to win this election. Right? I'll tell you we were going to win this election. Right? We were going to win this election.
Did she just say, so will we?
I'll tell you how I knew. Because everywhere I went, all across our country, we'll never, ever forget you. And we will never, ever forget you.
Fusca, the mysterious actor, makes his center stage debut with the Trumps.
That's hilarious.
Be be sure to follow me on Twitter at I_love_Trump.
Wow. Well, there you have it, there, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Gunner's wife. For those of you who want to check out that channel, just log on to her channel. His wife, she has more nuggets to fill in about John and John F. Kennedy Jr. If you want to see more videos that I made, be sure to log in and check back on my channel as well. But that gives you an understanding that John is 100% alive and well, and he's working with Q, and Q plus is POTUS, and don't forget POTUS is a good friend of John. Okay, just to let you know.
Yep.
I will do some voice recognition just to clarify more about doing my own digging and what's going on. So don't forget to check out the Gunner's wife. I'll have a link provided below, or just punch in on the search engine on to find out Carolyn Bissett's caught on tape admitting John F. Kennedy Jr. is alive and working with John F. Kennedy Jr. 100% alive. Okay, guys? Awesome. This is great. No doubt. Absolutely. Thanks for watching there, Mrs. Brown. Don't forget, I am a filmmaker, DJ producer, so I know all about the tricks and trades about altering footage or even audio footage, because as a producer as well, I know how to alter stuff and if it's authentic or not. So this seems pretty authentic, and someone with the Gunner's wife probably had somebody who was deaf to relay about the voice lip reading. So that right there is evident how clear how John F. Kennedy Jr. John was dressing up as Vincent Fusca and was doing the tour, and that right there is 100% correct. So that is awesome to see about what is really going on about John and Vincent Fusca. Okay, so don't forget to check out the Gunner's wife on her YouTube channel. Crush like. Just subscribe to her channel and crush like, because she had a lot of good information about John, and that right there solidifies even more about John. We don't know when he's gonna come out and make his appearance, but I have to let you know that there is no way he's gonna come out now, because the evil cabal, the world order, political elites, the baby eating, child sacrificing, child I don't know, it's just disgusting how they do that. I don't know why they even do that. Why they would hurt innocent children. That's the demonic part of the deep state, New World Order cabal. Do your homework. I can only say it so much time, but I will try to keep drilling into the people's brains who are brainwashed. And those of you who are brainwashed will be brainless. So don't be brainless, be brainful, and keep God on your side, and be 100% faithful, truthful. Okay, this information is always the key, as Q would always say, because the deep state, New World Cabal are always checking out what's going on. Yes, of course. Thanks for caring. Thanks for stopping by. That's right. God bless you as well. Wants to know what's going on with the right side, deep state. So disinformation, they always got to sneak in a little bit of disinformation to side with the truth, but it's up to you to discern, to find the truth for yourself. God gave you a brain. Use it wisely, and make your own decision. I don't know how anybody could just, but that's, if you have a godless heart, if you don't have God in your heart, evil will infiltrate your heart as well as your mind. Will make you do a lot of evil things, which is part of the cabal. To go in a more deeper sense, I could only say so much, and I'm not gonna Bible bang you, but I'm gonna just speak of the truth of what I feel, how it is. yes, it is. The truth is there, and it's a gift. Absolutely there, Karen. Thanks for watching. It is there. You have to understand that no one is perfect. And everybody thinks on the left side, deep state, New World Order cabal, they think they are perfect. They talk perfect. They talk dictionary language, which I have no idea what the hell they're talking about. It sounds good, it looks good, but in the back of their head and their mind, it's a snake. Remember what the snake did when she tempted Adam to bite the apple. And you know what the apple's all about, right? Yeah, sin. And that's exactly what happened, ladies and gentlemen. And it is very, very it was very, very, let's just say it was truthful. When you're going to biblical sense and you're reading and studying about the Bible, there's still much more to learn. I am not perfect by no means. And trust me, I did a lot of studying back when I was younger. Tell you the truth. I'm definitely not innocent. But I'm in the right place now. God's chosen me to do what I had to do. And to focus on what I have to focus on, and He's putting me in the right path. And putting up this channel was very, very important because it led me to what is going on today and to my filming. And as a filmmaker, DJ producer, I have all the tools that I need to put things together in my mind, in my body, in my soul. And things are going to happen. I have with my crew, one of my videos, actually. I'm going to play it. We'll determine. This is one of my videos that we're doing. It's a promo that we're doing. Okay? Just to let you, for those of you who are just joining in my channel today, this is Red Pill Awaken Heaven's Frequencies. I don't know why things are a little bit too slow, but hold on a second. We'll just, because we got a web series coming up. I don't say that shortly, but we're gathering up as much information right now so we can put things together. There's going to be a lot of truths to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a weekly broadcast system, so you wanted to check it out. Thanks, guys. Yeah. And you might want to check it out. I don't know when it's going to be up and running. We got a lot of footage that we're filming right now. We're putting it piece by piece, but right now we're going as we go along day by day about the web series. So I'm going to play the video for you guys who didn't see it yet so that you'll understand what we're going through. Hold on a second. All right, thanks for joining, guys. There's like 50 people coming in. Come on in. Don't forget to crush that like button. Pass it around.
Since expanding in the Montgomery market, we have over 1,000 customers on the Holmes Motors Integrity Plan, driving our trucks, SUVs, sports cars, and economy cars.
Guys, all I can say is just hold your horses. We're not done. We got more news. I'm just going to just let you listen to it because a lot of y'all are being shadow banned on all YouTube channels. And news that I see is real. The news that everybody else is seeing is fake. And that's why everybody's keeping on coming to my YouTube channels, because they realize that I haven't lied to nobody. And that's good, because y'all Americans deserve it. Y'all paid y'all's taxes to this crap. And I don't think it's right. I really don't. And they're going to legalize pedophilia, bestiality, and pot, aka spice flocka. There's your apple right there, Adam and Eve. You take the apple, you're going to be poisoned. And the reason they ordered over 50 billion bullets is for that reason, because when you start smoking that stuff, you're to turn into a zombie. It's gonna be pretty bad. So, and we seen it coming, right? Walking Dead. I mean, predictive programming, right again. But I hope y'all enjoying the show and the game designs. That's Johnny from Karate Kid. I created a grizzly bear, Freddy Krueger, and Jason X. Enjoy the Fast and Furious Fast Lane 5 Extreme Rules.
Finished it off about a couple days ago, and that's the web series that we're going to be up and running soon.
If I didn't do the shutdown, people wouldn't know, they wouldn't understand the subject. Now they understand the subject. They realize what a humanitarian person.
I have to put this in there.
It's called like setting the table, or setting the stage. You set the stage for what's going to happen on the 15th of July.
So you go on the 15th of July. So that is going back to that thing. That is the video that we're doing on our weekly web series. Thanks for joining in. Those tuning in right now, this is Red Pill Having to Awaken. Red Pill Awaken Heaven's Frequency. Yeah. But anyway, that is the web series that we are going to put up and running. It is it's going to be a week that we're going to try to build from. It's going to have a lot of truth, honest, but it's a lot of fun as well too. So there's so much junk that's on television right now that I cannot stand. I don't even watch TV anymore, so I can't watch any reality shows because it's all full of crap. As a filmmaker and DJ producer, so I know what it's all about. So I went to film school. I know how they edit and how they try to really push in the agenda of the far left, the world order, how you call it, the triangle seeing eye, and you all know what all that is all about. And that, to me, that sickens me. To try to push the pedophilia agenda, drag queens. I don't see anything funny or anything cute about little kids or little boys or girls dressing up as monsters and going to kindergarten class. It is horrifying, actually. So you have to understand. I don't see my nieces and nephew dressing up as drag queens. First of all, you get laughed at, ridiculed at, and then you'll get bullied. Think of that. So if you want to do that, do it on your own thing and make it maybe your own day and say we're going to have a drag queen day, and don't push the issue to people who don't understand, and try to push the issue about, yeah, you got to accept it. Accepting that is pretty horrifying. As simple as that, it's pretty horrifying. I don't see anything fun about that, but maybe if you want to wear it Halloween. So, well, anyway, that's just my opinion. Everybody has their own opinion. They tell their own opinion, but I don't see any logic when you see a little kid trying to brainwash him, trying to dress up as a guy or girl, and you know what I mean. So, well, anyway, that's just the way it is. Yeah. Well, anyway, I had to put that in there. Don't forget to watch the weekly web series that's going to be up running. I'll give you more information when it's going to be up and running, and always going to plug in before the show or before I do a video or even after about the web series. Okay, so I'll have a lot of truth, a lot of fun, a lot of joy, and to watch, to enjoy, and just to let you know that's going to be up and running. So for today's segment, going deeper on John and John F. Kennedy Jr., thanks for watching. I was looking through The Gunner's Wife, and it was sent to me by one of the subscribers, and I looked at it, I dissected it, and it was very interesting, and I had to show the audience as well. So, okay, guys, so I'm going to leave it the way it is today, and thanks for watching. Don't forget, I am plugging in more about John F. Kennedy Jr. is alive. Looking through my other videos as well, doing my own research and doing my own digging. I'm going to have voice recognition. Check it up on my, to see if the voices match, which they do, but there's even more evidence that John F. Kennedy Jr. is even talking to other radio stations too. And more, more nuggets, as John would say, are coming out. What POTUS is infiltrating is saying that the 15th of February is setting the stage. So whether he's coming out on the 15th, even maybe exposing what is really going on with the deep state. And Gitmo has it out, all the big fish that right now are in Gitmo, as you all know. You all understand why. And the mysterious letter that was sent at George Herschel Walker Bush's funeral, as you all know, that Junior is part of the deep state that was also part of the 9/11 as well. So you got to do your homework as that. For sure, because I can only say so much. There's other truthers out there. Check out their channels as well. That George Herschel Walker Bush Jr. and Jr. were the main big fish that sent orchestrated 9/11. So as far right now, there's a lot of rumors going on that George Bush Jr. is he's going to get executed. So do your homework on that as well. I did a lot of digging, and it looks like to be that Gitmo is already up and running. People are getting indicted. People are getting in jail. People are getting executed. As you all know, that Bush and McCain has been caned. Have been the first to have been executed. You all know that. And the third one is coming, and which is going to be Bush Jr. Barack's been ratting out everybody else. All the big fish is being rounded up. They're all at Gitmo. Do your homework on that. Q and follow. Go to Q.com. Or if you want to do more information, more digging about other channels, go to X22 Report or Playmedic. Those are very, 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 very well great channels to dig deeper, more information on it, okay? Because I don't want just one tool. All right, guys, it's time for me to shut it down. Finish up my homework and my editing as well, and I'll have more videos on John F. Kennedy Jr. is alive, 100%. Don't forget to check out the Gunner's Wife channel. Subscribe, like, crush the like button, boom, and spread it around. Thanks for watching Red Pill. All right. Of the army, yeah, exactly. Unholy church. Yeah, the Catholic Church. I'm a Catholic, and watching the Pope do all that weird stuff, and there's a lot of things going on. Then the Catholic Church needs to be purged as well. I'm going to always be devoted to God with my Christian faith, and the Vatican definitely needs to be purged. So we all know that. Yeah, that was uncomfortable for sure, man. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Yes, it was. But anyway, we will. Yeah, I'm changing my name as soon as my son is born. Yeah. Well, Dorte segmented free speech. Something is that. Yeah. Think I'm holy Grinch. Yeah. Holy Grinch. Can't take Godspeed. Awesome chat. Thanks, Ken. Thanks for joining in. All right, we have over 50 people joining in the chat room. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want to subscribe, like, comment down below. If you want to donate, that'd be great. I'll have the links provided below. If you're not, no problem. Just check it out. The content is always going to be free, but to help the channel even more, even grow, don't forget to subscribe, pass it around. If you want to donate and subscribe, more power to you. If not, be grateful for me because pretty much one man band with all my film and DJ producing background. My mind and my fingers get taxing. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. I have a good crew with my brothers and my friends that join me to lessen the burden because there's only do so much. And putting up content is a little taxing. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, great guys. Thanks for watching. I'll have more videos coming to the camp very shortly. John will be coming up with more videos and hopefully coming out on the 15th or maybe even in March, Easter. But, all right, thanks for watching. Bye for now, guys. Bye for now.
He's pretty good. I've been watching him for a couple of weeks now. He's in a small channel, and that's the ones that I really want to work with. He's pretty good. He's only got 1,000 subscribers, but his stories is coming true. Which his stories is like my stories. So if you not noticed, we're like the Regan Smith of NASCAR. We're the small team taking down the Rick Hendrick Motorsports or whatever, if you want to call it that, or Joe Gibbs. And we're coming out of Talladega and we're starting the last place, and then the big race car driver is crashing the big wreck, and we dodge the big wreck. And that's what's happening, folks. We're dodging the big wreck, and the big channels are crashing from the AI. And we're smarter than the AI. I want you to know that. And we're going to get y'all the real news because y'all deserve it. We're going to former Navy Jennifer Veterans for Truth. She's got some news. Let's go to that right now. She's on my Facebook. Enjoy.
So the most recent round of sanctions have put the Venezuelan, not only the Venezuelan, but the U.S. and the international oil marketplace in a situation that could end up in dire consequences. As of right now, we currently have approximately 30 oil tankers sitting off the coast of New Orleans.
That's true.
In the Gulf of Mexico.
That's true.
Full of about 7 million barrels of oil.
Yep.
And that
right.
is, they're just sitting like sitting ducks,
Yep.
for lack of a better expression. So in the past weeks and months, without the past few years, we've had an increase in random, kind of suspicious fires, collisions,
Earthquakes.
different situations with these oil tankers, especially within the last couple of months. But here's the big concern. The news...
Remember when I told y'all about the earthquake in Louisiana? There was like a bombing going on with Navy. That was when me and BP Earthwatch got into it, and I told him it was not a earthquake, it was a bomb. And he got mad because I was trying to give him the information and he didn't like the information, but it was true. I got that from Edward Snowden too. I mean, I got a lot of my information from Edward Snowden, folks. That's how I knew all the hurricanes were going to be where they're at. I mean, I'm just a speaker, and I got with some good people that cares. And we care. We want y'all to care. And we want y'all to fight for your country. My grandfather fought in World War II. I don't know about y'all, but wouldn't you think you would fight for your family if they fought for your country? I mean, seriously, y'all think about what I'm saying here, because the reason I did this YouTube channels is not just to get donations for the kids and the children that's homeless and the the militaries that's homeless. They're getting rounded up into FEMA camps and they're killing them, folks. And that's what's happening. I mean, that homeless cop in Texas during Hurricane Harvey found out he's dead. They killed him, folks. So he's not around anymore. And we've been looking for him forever. And then the Raging Cajun Navy looked for him for us. And they told us that found out that that news crew sent him to a FEMA camp and they killed him. That NBC news crew. So just wanted y'all to know that. People have been asking me, did you ever find out where he went? That's it, guys. I mean, I've been sending you comments down below. I don't know if you're getting them or not on that video. Got a bunch of views on that. Unbelievable. Almost 100,000 views. I think the highest views is actually I got 200,000 on the earthquake and BP Earthwatch situation and a bunch of likes, and I really appreciate that. I really do. But y'all need to know the truth, and y'all are being lied to. This is going to be worse than the 9/11 plot that they got going on the West Coast. The West Coast is going to go first, and then the East Coast and the Gulf Coast. So just remember that, okay? We are waiting on the big one to happen with the submarines from Russia and China. I think it's going to be China, really. I don't think it's going to be Russia, folks. I think Russia is just going to sit around and watch everything go down, and China and the United States fight each other, and the Russians are going to take them down at the end. It says it in the Bible that the grizzly bear, that's the reason I created the grizzly bear. Grizzly bear is Russia, and Russia's taking down the American eagle right now, Kurt Angle. So just thought you might want to know that. Let's keep on.
It's being used to manipulate in order to push a specific agenda, not only the corporate news and what we call maybe the legacy media, which you associate with CNN, MSNBC, NBC, ABC, Fox News, but also Hollywood, the movie industry, TV programs.
He's right.
Commercials, things that you're exposed to every single day.
The Super Bowl commercials.
You may be thinking,
garbage.
Okay, hold on. What does that have to do with oil in the Gulf and dangerous situations?
Hold on.
I'm getting to that.
Oil is the people that's actually doing all the FEMA camps, okay? The oil people like Exxon, Chevron, Texaco, all them gasoline and oil are the ones that's got all the money to hire the military to come and take you out. I just thought you might want to know that. It ain't just Hollywood producers and everything writing all the scripts to the president or your Congress, okay? They're owned by Hollywood. That's why Hollywood is going in the water. I just want you to know that. California is going in the water, folks. And it's been planned since 1978, if you want to know the truth. I knew Hollywood was going in the water in 1990, but there was another guy that I was friends with that my friend was dating. Golly, what was his name? I met him in, I think it was 1998, 1997, somewhere in there. He's got longer hair. He was into Metallica and heavy metal and everything. He's not even a Christian, folks, and he knows that California is going underwater. How about that? I mean, that hits hard right there, because the people that don't believe in God know something's going to happen. That's absolutely that blows me away every time I say that, because His last name was Laird. I will say that much. Dana, if you're watching, you know who I'm talking about. You were sitting there. I know you're subscribed to me. You were sitting there on the couch with your mom, and I was there with you and your mom, and Mr. Laird said that that California was going in the water, and I kept on thinking, how does he know this? He don't even believe in God. And I was thinking, I was like, man, somebody's telling him something. Found out that his friend Jeff, friends with Mr. Laird. Okay, Jeff, if I'm not mistaken, is his best friend. Was in the military. Okay, they found out that all 40 for the last 40 years that the Russians were telling the United States government what they were doing. Well, get this. The government, the United States, wants this to happen to put you in FEMA camps. Russia already knows this is going to happen. Actually, Putin said it in a Christmas. He was talking and told that what was going to happen a year ago. Putin said that he knew who created ISIS, that he knew that they were doing this and that they were doing that. The reason he hasn't stepped in yet, and I'll tell you the truth, okay? Because Russia is more of Christian than we are in the United States. That's why Khabib and the Russian president spoke after him and Gregor, or whatever his name is, Conor McGregor, after that fight, Putin calmed him down and said, look, this is not the way we are as Russians. He said, we need to be civilized and we need to grow up. He actually said that to him. And Khabib actually said, I'm very, very sorry. Please forgive me. And Putin shook his hand and said, don't ever do it again. So there is something going on with Russia and the United States that y'all don't know. That all of the leaders, if you've not noticed, all of the leaders are together. Y'all are being played, folks. There's not a war happening. The war actually is happening during the weather. There's your World War III right there. That is your ghost war, okay? And the reason they're eliminating everybody with guns, which has been going on for a little while now, is to eliminate the ones that wants to fight against China. And that's coming in for our land because our government pretty much sold us out because they rather have sex with our kids and party and everything. They don't even have our money no more. Our money is gone, folks. It is gone. And that's why I came online to give you the information that I know and what's going on. Why do I have to do it on gaming? It's simple. It's camouflage. It's camouflage. The AI's bullshit. Obama's so stupid, he's the one that created the AI with ICANN. And what he's done is didn't even think about the gamers. Did you know that? And I'll tell you who gave me that information. Edward Snowden. Edward Snowden has gave me everything in the last 5 years. I've been studying. I'm a sponge, guys. I'm smart. I'm very, very smart. So smart that I've got 3 or 4, maybe 5 Facebooks ready, backed up. I've got more than 8 YouTube channels ready and backed up. I told you I was not going anywhere, folks. You'll see me reappear every time. But the thing I've been seeing lately, that guys, is the freedom of speech is disappearing day by day by day. Almost every day I've been seeing it. Please do me a favor. When they legalize pot, don't smoke it. Because they're going to poison you with it. It's going to be flock of spice and you're going to be a zombie and they're going to shoot you with the 50 billion bullets that they ordered in 2012. This has been waiting. They are waiting on y'all to make a mistake. Don't pull the trigger first. Let them pull the trigger first. Just like Jefferson County said, don't let them come in your house. Okay? When they come in your house, then unload on their asses. I'm just giving you heads up. The reason they're doing the media and the WWE crap storylines are because they want to provoke you. Remember the WWE storyline with Vince McMahon and Stone Cold? The only way to piss Stone Cold off is to provoke him. That's the only way. That is the storyline we're having right now, folks. If you do not fight back and argue with the government, they won't do anything to you. Do you know why? Do you know why? Because they're all cowards. Usually pedophiles are cowards. Usually YouTubers or subscribers that subscribe to me are cowards. Because they either unlike, dislike, subscribe, unsubscribe, just to try to get attention. Because they want you to pull the trigger. I'm just waiting on them to come. Because my plan is already in play, folks. I've already got the ammunition now. I've already got the guns. I've already got the knives. I've already got the military that's behind me, that's backing me. Former military John Burke. Golly, I am so glad he's on our team. We have learned so much since he left. General John Burke. I really appreciate him. Y'all need to appreciate him too, guys. And Kayla, Officer Kayla, she's about to retire, folks, because she knows martial law is about to happen. When you start seeing the cops retire, you know you're in trouble. You know it's time to get ready for this. This will be your purge. But don't go after the Americans. Go after the ones that did this to you. The ones that put you in minimum wage while they're making millions. Remember that, ladies and gentlemen. Here you go.
Unfortunately, many times we don't correlate certain things until after something occurs, okay? Because most people aren't trained in, or they're just not paying that much of attention to see certain connections. So I want to take a closer look at a television show called The Last Ship. The Last Ship in this series, if you have not seen it, it's about a Navy ship, but it uses a lot of predictive programming and different types of tactics that you can, just like manipulation tactics. Just like, you know, the statements that we've heard before, where it was like, we need a new Pearl Harbor, or we need
Okay.
a big situation, kind of like we had
I
the
agree with
USS
that.
Liberty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Miss Russell just told me to tell you, don't forget Nancy Pelosi. Okay? She's right. And I'm the one that called out Nancy Pelosi after she won the House. And everybody thought I was crazy. You're right, Miss Russell. Teresa, right? Mother Teresa is what I'm going to call you. The plan is in play, okay? Everything is about to happen with what we've been saying. Donald Trump has been talking lies to y'all folks, and Donald Trump is going to fake his death, and Donald Trump will go underground, and then the Democrats, the big three, the three-headed monster, Clinton, Obama, and Biden, is going to be here. And what I put on YouTube a couple of days ago is off of Red Dawn. And get this, guys, what's happened already is South Korea and North Korea has shook hands. That was in the movie Red Dawn. Gas prices will go up after the earthquake happens. Actually, it's going to triple. It's going to be like $19 to $20 a gallon. Now, the question is, what year is that going to happen? People are saying it's going to be this year. Well, it says it in the Bible that the rich man stays in there for at least a couple of years. Well, guess what? We're at a couple of years. We're at 2 years. The rich man is Donald Trump. Well, there's going to be another rich man that's supposed to take over. But there's supposed to be a woman that's supposed to take over too. So what's going to happen is Nancy Pelosi take over. If Hillary Clinton's dead, then it's going to be either Joe Biden or Obama. Donald Trump's already said it in an email, folks, and it came from Edward Snowden's emails that Donald Trump is letting it go. He's giving up. He pretty much got rich and is quitting. He's going to act like he's running, and then whammo, they're going to get him. Either that he's going to lose or he's going to fake his death. Now, you can be mad at me all you want, but everything that y'all are watching is reverse psychology. I've learned a lot. I don't know what you think about Trump. He is all over the place. And he's being ran over by the 13 world banks. Seriously, guys, he's a puppet. And the puppet strings is money. He don't give a shit about you. Neither did Obama. Neither did Clinton or Bush. And yes, George W. Bush Jr. is next, folks. Either he's going to fake his death, die, or be in a ritual thing. They're going to kill him as a ritual. Something's about to happen with Mr. George W. Bush. Now, what I heard last night was blowing me away. They're already talking about death by the electric chair, or they're going to kill people on national television. Who said it? None other than Doug Jones. Highway 31, Hoover, Alabama. Doug Jones is from Alabama, folks. Jeff Sessions is from Alabama. The Bible Belt is being torn apart on purpose. I just want y'all to know what's going on. Let's see here. Teresa's got something else to say. That woman needs to be impeached. She has a hit out for our president and the vice president of the United States, sticking. How do these people even get into our house? Okay, I'll say this. It's easy. George Soros wants chaos in America, and he wanted this to happen. He actually got Obama to hack the elections with ICANN. And China did it too, along with the EU, to make everybody pissed off that Donald Trump won. I promise you, that's the plan. And Donald Trump went with it because it's just like a WWE superstar storyline. Alright. She wanted to message me on Messenger, and I'm getting questions on my Messenger. Y'all must not get the comment down below. I know she's probably watching and everything. Are you watching, Teresa? Send me a message and let me know if you're watching. But yeah, let's go back to the former Navy, Jennifer. Very, very smart lady. She knows that QAnon is not real. Actually, he's real, but he's not telling the truth.
In the Gulf of Tonkin, we had obviously the Twin Towers on 9/11. That was the new Pearl Harbor. But apparently it's still not enough, and we always need something to essentially justify or have some type of justification to give the American people kind of that moral outrage or fear factor to go ahead and invade a country and start a new war. If you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you realize what's going on in Venezuela. The truth about what's going on in Venezuela, not the mainstream media version of it. But in that we absolutely have no type of justification
Okay.
to do anything.
First of all, Jennifer, Venezuela is a distraction. Okay? And the United States is not going to come in on them with troops. Okay? It's not going to be the United States that attacks. They're going to blame the United States, but it's not going to be the United States. It's actually going to be the EU with drones. Okay? What did we say a couple of weeks ago? I put it on YouTube. I think that was my first DU recorder video. But they're going to use a drone to take out the president of Venezuela, just like they did the other president. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. And then they're going to do it at the Capitol building, and they're going to hit Congress with them. I'm just giving you heads up what the plan is, okay? I already know. The EU controls half of this stuff. The Queen. By the way, we do got some news coming out of the Rothschilds. They're saying Jacob is dead, folks. I did report that, and people thought I was lying. Jacob Rothschild is dead, along with his wife. Okay? He is dead. I don't know if he had a heart attack or not, but he is dead, folks. And he is the one that's been controlling the weather. He who controls the weather controls the world. He's part of the 13 world banks. And I do have a video. I can't play the Pretty Woman music that I sent y'all on the messenger. Y'all got that? Okay, I'm going to sing out the video of Roberts dancing with the 13 World Bank leaders and the Freemasons. Okay? Trump is a Freemason. He's just a puppet, folks. I want y'all to know that. He's an actor. He's a Home Alone actor. He played in the movie The Omen in the 70s. He was the clown. He played in Nightmare on Elm Street. He played in a couple of movies, okay, folks? And then he was in a show, The Apprentice. And I told everybody in 2014, before he even ran, that he was going to run for president and he was going to be the president of Apprentice. And people laughed at me. And I told them I see things before it happens. Who else was rich? We knew a rich man was coming in the White House and was going to take over the government. We knew it, folks. We knew it. It's just another 9/11 plot, folks. Y'all are being deceived and lied to. I want y'all to know that.
And so they're literally, well, not literally, figuratively grasping at straws right now to try to overthrow the duly elected President Maduro, duly elected 2 times, and just pushing this crazy nonsense of humanitarian crisis that we cause with our sanctions. But that wasn't working out, and they started seeing it. Nobody was buying it. There was too many people saying, wait, hold on, let me see. This needs to stop, okay?
Hold on. Miss Russell said something. Sickening. I will be voting for Trump in the next election. Don't vote. Oh my God. Hold on. Do not vote. I don't want no one to vote. Your vote never counted. The 13 World Banks vote. The only reason they want you to vote is to get your information, your address, and where you live. to give you the blue, the red, and pink sticker. Okay? Look it up. Edward Snowden told me everything. That's where I'm getting my information. Ex-NSA and ex-CIA. I've gotten with some good people. But Great Dane Winnington has walked out and went to the pedophile side. I don't understand. There's not that many YouTube channels that's telling the truth anymore. But me and Jennifer and a couple others that I got. So there you have it, folks. She thinks that your vote counted. No, your vote never counted. I already reported that on my YouTube channel, that the New World Order that walked away from the pedophile government, he's the one that said that the submarines is going to hit the West Coast. The submarine missiles is going to hit the West Coast, and people just don't understand. This is their plan. All the elites are going underground while you're a deer in the headlights. When is it going to happen? Between now, I'll tell you this. Between now and 2025. I will tell you that much. There's not a date on it. There's actually waiting on Wormwood to get closer and closer and closer. And when you really, really, really see it, that's when all hell's gonna break loose. They're gonna think, and they're gonna act like they're God.
So they're just trying to do anything to find a reason to invade Venezuela, of course, for their oil. But the most recent announcement today by Mike Pompeo was absolutely shocking. He was saying that we are now obligated to go fight Hezbollah, a terrorist organization.
Yeah.
Which goes completely against the narrative that they were just pushing yesterday and the days before that.
That makes no sense.
It makes absolutely no sense.
She's
what about the
right.
humanitarian crisis? So we went from a humanitarian crisis yesterday to now the Venezuelan people are our enemies.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes absolutely no sense. And I want to make sure that everybody is seeing this so we can push it out. So back to what I was originally saying. The predictive programming.
Thank you. Oh my God.
I've always loved horror.
She's going to talk about predictive programming. Everything that's predicted is by programming, folks. Television, movies, music. Like I said, I'm going to start singing it for you. I got oceanfront property in Arizona. I mean, for crying out loud, that song gives me chill bumps every time I say it, because that guy's a Christian. He knows what's about to happen. So do I. And I'm telling you right now, Russia's putting Hollywood in the water because they're pedophiles. I just want you to know that, ladies and gentlemen. Irma, you need to get out of there. Irma, war goddess, you need to get out of California. I'm telling you straight up. I'm telling you. You're going to be in the movie San Andreas, that earthquake movie.
It's just that horror hasn't always loved us. Black people play a particular role in horror films.
What are we talking about? That's not her. Shoot, that's a commercial. Sorry about that.
In The Last Ship, Season 2, Episode 10 and kind of 11, I'm going to show you a clip in just a second. I'm going to tell you really quick what kind of happened. So what happened was they were pulling into, coincidentally, to the port of New Orleans, and before they get there, a dramatic scene, little happens. They begin hearing stuff over the radio and all of that. But there were hidden submarines. Explosions started happening. All these oil tankers were exploding all over the place.
Yeah.
It was like bam, bam, all this stuff,
Right.
like what's going on? And they discovered that there were these submarines. And okay, let's just roll the clip so you can kind of just get the whole feel for it.
Oh, the
What's actually
submarines.
going on here?
And a lot of noise from the moored vessels of the flotilla. All that scat and lookouts, fore and aft.
Aye, sir.
Gator.
You heard that? Flotilla. It's just it's an accurate word to use but it's very strange.
She's right.
It's not used often.
She's right.
Radar search 360 degrees.
This is what was reported when it first came out. Flotilla of tankers with 7 million barrels of Venezuelan oil forms in the Gulf of Mexico.
Huh.
Mechanical sensors pick a pilot flutter.
Huh.
Saw that?
What movie was that?
All of these rigs or ships, tankers are blowing up.
From submarines.
So, you saw that there were these submarines that were already there, whatever the case may be.
Wow.
But the whole point is that they were blowing up these oil tankers, and then come to find out or whatever, and they try to blame the ship. It's essentially a false flag, okay? But early in my investigation with the Fitzgerald and the USS McCain, I discussed the Fourth Fleet and how they're tremendously underfunded and that they needed a lot more manpower, funding, and all of this stuff because we have a lot of submarines coming through the Gulf with a lot of drugs.
Yep.
The smuggling isn't too much. I mean, it is coming across the southern border, but people don't realize how much is actually coming across in the Gulf of Mexico.
I do.
And that's why I said that the wall money needs to really go to the Coast Guard and to the Fourth Fleet and all
She's
of that,
right.
rather than a big concrete wall. And
I think she's right too. I don't think we need a wall. I think we need military men and women to. That'd be more jobs. Why do you want a wall? Okay. How do you want a wall? It takes away jobs, folks. Seriously. We can stop the drugs and the prostitutions and the drug trafficking and the human trafficking and the everything if we had the right men involved. Now, like I said, I've already said that our drones are hitting the caravan and the ISIS and the gang rapists. Okay? That's why you haven't seen anybody come to the border. You've seen it on fake news, but you haven't seen it on YouTube. Now, have y'all? I'm just giving you a heads up. You got to understand, folks, you're being played like a Monopoly board game or something. I mean, you're playing, how about this? I got a good one. You're playing Sorry. Okay, you ever played that board game Sorry? Where you're playing the game Sorry because you're feeling sorry that you got to have a wall. If you have a wall, your freedom is gone, ladies and gentlemen. Have you not noticed that? That's the plan. That's the reverse psychology of what they're planning, guys. She's right and I'm right. I don't know a lot of people that is right about this. I haven't heard that many people say that we don't need a wall. But I'm telling you right now, Edward Snowden said, you get this wall built, you're going to be raped, murdered, and killed and skinned. Skinned first. You're going to feel it before you get murdered. I just want you to know that, ladies and gentlemen. And you're going to be fed like Kentucky Fried Chicken. Because all these people that's killing people right now is eating them. It's disgusting, but it's true. Let's keep on. She's good.
Gulf of Mexico and all of these tankers in a very dangerous situation for if a submarine decides to, instead of put cocaine in one of their subs, put explosives in it. Okay? That would not be hard to do. And unfortunately, that's the kind of crazy crap these people pull.
Or Scud missiles.
Crazy crap that, our we allowed situations that we allowed to happen in order to invade countries or to join a war. And
Or control the
honestly think
population.
that's what they're going to try to use. So many of you are probably wondering, why the heck would they do that? There's a multitude of reasons that they could use.
Yeah.
This would put them in a position to point the finger.
This is actually kind of like another national emergency that could happen, folks. If they hit them oil rigs with submarines, Donald Trump says, "Oh, wow, wait a minute. Oh, national emergency. That was the plan. Thanks, Putin." See where I'm coming from? Remember what I showed you. Obama and Putin met. Bush and Putin met. Clinton and Putin met. And now Trump and Putin has met. Sing, song, and dance. Sing it, Eminem.
Somehow at Venezuela, now they have this boogeyman, Hezbollah. They can say, oh, Hezbollah is a big, huge threat to the U.S.
Like they did Iran and Saudi Arabia and Saddam Hussein and all that. Yeah.
Say, oh, because their economy collapsed, they can't fix their ships, they can't do oil right, even though we've been getting oil from them for the entire time.
Yep.
But we all know that this is what they've been doing. I wouldn't
It's
say
a
we all
scam.
know, because some people
We're
don't
scamming
understand
people,
that.
folks.
But
And every country's about to come in on us
for your
for it.
safety, just like the Patriot Act, just like the NSA spying on us, all of these things. Okay,
Yep.
it's going to be for your safety. They're going to say, oh, to be safe, we've got to go in there and watch them. We've got to watch them, just like us staying over in Iraq so we can watch Iran. What? Anyway, of course, that the mainstream media would push out this type of situation, somehow demonizing the Maduro government, the legitimate government,
She's
or
right.
Hezbollah. And then they could say, they misappropriated their funds, so they don't know they can't keep their ships up to speed or whatever. It could be any amount of situations. But the biggest thing that I want to convey is the very, odd predictive programming that goes on in that television show. And right now, with all of these sitting ducks just moored out there, it's just a very scary situation.
Yes, it is.
It is. They'll do anything to try to justify installing their puppet, random guy named Juan.
Yeah.
And say he's gonna go in and fix it. I mean, it's absolutely a horrible situation that they've put us in. I mean, but the entire world, really. I mean, this is affecting all types of oil markets just because they are playing this game of risk. Oh my gosh, just 2 or 3 days ago,
Miles' intelligence is off the charts. He's been having a very difficult time making friends.
They seized a cache of weapons by the Venezuelan National Guard it was flown in from Miami, of course. There were there was tons of guns, and not tons, there was like 20, but a bunch of ammo, radios, antennas, all of this stuff to send to the opposition to create some type of mass diversion of situation. That way they can blame it on the Maduro government. They have no problem killing civilians to get their agenda across and say, oh my gosh, Maduro's having civilians killed. It would be absolutely easy. And people would believe it.
I don't believe it. I
That's
think
what's
it's another
scary.
scam.
People would be like, oh, yeah, he's crazy evil. I mean, people are saying it already. Like, oh, yeah, he's crazy evil.
I don't think he is. It's just another
It kind
guy like
of, it's funny because
Saddam
they knew
Hussein to
nothing
me.
about Venezuela. But it just still amazes me how we went from yesterday.
The only reason
humanitarian aid.
the United States would come in there is because of oil or gold. And be honest with you, Venezuela don't have shit no more. They haven't in a long, long time. Actually, in the last 5 years. Obama stole all the damn oil there with ISIS. With their little Toyota trucks. Thought you might want to know that. The UN is ISIS. I want y'all to know that, ladies and gentlemen.
Now today, they are now our enemies. Well, you know, those terrorists, all the big terror cells that they have in there with the Hezbollah. And they really are overplaying their hand. They have no idea what they're doing. Which is kind of a good thing. But it's bad. It's putting everybody in danger because who knows what the heck they're going to pull. Honestly, who the heck knows? So, there's just so much craziness going on. You know, Elliot Abrams, he's just a criminal, legitimate criminal. People are like, oh my gosh, Maduro's shutting down their bridge so they can't get humanitarian aid in there. I wouldn't want humanitarian aid from the USAID either. You don't send soldiers and special ops down there to deliver humanitarian aid. That's what you use to do a regime change. Do you think Maduro is this stupid? He's not. And that people are like, oh yeah, I mean, he's just evil. He won't let the people have the toilet paper. Seriously? I mean,
Toilet
come
paper.
on. The scary thing is so many people believe it. So, I mean, share this. Like, share, subscribe if you have not already. The truth is now, you know, public enemy number one, apparently. Because all of us are getting censored, and that's how wars begin.
If we're being censored, we're telling the truth. Resistance is here. We are the resistance. And everybody else is still asleep.
Lies. And the truth is then censored. But I won't go into all that. But anyway, if you would like to learn more information on how to not be manipulated by the media anymore, or at least less likely to be, and logical fallacies and psychological operations, things like that, I'm doing that on my Patreon. And I'm sorry, I just got a notification. But I would be glad to have you. And if you would like to support my channel, I have all the links in the description. Donations are always welcome. I'm trying to get a computer, so I have to do everything on my phone. It takes a long time.
Y'all should subscribe to her. It's easy. Jennifer, Veterans for Truth. It's Veterans with the number 4, Truth. She's awesome. I support her because she's a mama and she fought for this country, and now she's fighting for you. And she's awesome. But let's go to the next story. I've got so many stories out today. I mean, I'm not done, folks. I've been working my rear end off today. I've done over an hour and 40 minutes video on Facebook today, and now this. So I'm not done. Working my rear end off for y'all. Yeah. There's a lot going on, and this is what's going to blow y'all away, folks. Listen to what Anonymous says, and this is what's happening right now. And this is what I have reported, and this is what I have predicted months ago. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, get ready. Anonymous is on. And so am I.
Greetings, citizens. after Johnson was jailed, and in his 1-minute trailer, he makes excuses for stealing all of that money, saying he was there to make a difference. Jim Yong Kim, a Clinton appointee, was forced to resign as president of the World Bank because of corruption. Investigators are focusing in particular on Haiti and Kim's involvement with Clinton corruption related to the artificially induced 2010 Haiti earthquake. Word has it that Trump is being eyed to replace Jim Yong Kim, not just another pretty face. Serena Rothschild was the widow, or wife, of senior Zionist elder Baron Jacob Rothschild and mother of Nathaniel Rothschild. All we know is that she died after a short illness. We have reported that Jacob Rothschild is already dead, but it appears that attempts are being made to make it seem he is still alive in order to prevent his progressive-minded son Nathaniel from taking over the British branch of this still powerful family. In any case, with U.S. military tribunals well underway, many more prominent power brokers and financiers will be removed in the coming days and weeks, Pentagon sources say. Among those due to falsehood are IMF head Christine Lagarde and CKR financiers Henry Kravis and George Roberts. In addition, Prime Minister Shinzo Abe of Japan, President Emmanuel Macron of France, Prime Minister Theresa May of the UK, and mass murderer Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel will go, Pentagon sources say. KKR and their employee General David Petraeus are being charged in the ongoing U.S. military tribunals for their role in creating and arming Daesh, ISIS. KKR Public Relations had not responded to a query on this matter by the time this newsletter went public. French military sources, for their part, say Emmanuel Macron will be removed soon by a military government that will arrest the Kabbalists who have stolen French democracy for the past 11 years. After that, they will restore true democracy to the Republic. Vive la France. The move to arrest Shinzo Abe will take longer, but preliminary work has begun as French police have indicted Kazuto Keita, president of Japan's Olympic Committee, on bribery charges. Theresa May is being removed for her role in trying to sabotage Brexit and hand over control of British intelligence to the gangster families that control the EU, according to MI6 sources. The letter below was sent by the former head of British intelligence to MPs to warn them of May's treason. IMF head Christine Lagarde is also being targeted by the US because of her ongoing push to position a cryptocurrency-type IMF special drawing right, SDR, as an alternative to the US dollar. Instead, a family ambassador says the IMF is going to be liquidated. Lagarde previously had begged the Chinese for a chance to move the IMF to Asia and was turned down, the source noted. The IMF has a miserable track record of forcing poor countries to impoverish their own people in order to hand resources over to corporations controlled by the Khazarian mafia. In any case, it appears that as the dragnet closes in, bankers have started falling off buildings again. Speaking of evidence trails, forensic accountant Kenneth Boyd has looked into how people like Trump's Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross, Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin, Prince Charles, former UK Finance Minister James Sassoon, as well as various mega corporations use offshore tax havens to avoid taxes that the rest of us are forced to pay. The dragnet is also closing in on the rogue state of Israel and their Satan-worshipping and criminally indicted Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, the Pentagon sources say. On that front, the big kahuna, 9/11, is being taken on. Trump's speech on January 8 was exactly 9 minutes and 11 seconds long. This is a prelude to Trump declaring a national emergency and releasing all the 9/11 files. Also, an Israel-drafted anti-BDS bill to provide $38 billion in aid and punish political speech was defeated twice in the Senate, 56-44, 53-43, and it needs 60 votes, as moves are afoot to purge Congress of Israeli dual citizens and traitors, the Pentagon sources say. BDS equals boycott, divestment, and sanctions. Furthermore, the global boycott of Israel is intensifying as HSBC Bank divests from Israeli arms merchant Elbit Systems, Airbnb bans West Bank listings, and Brazil may not move its embassy to Jerusalem, the sources say. Netanyahu's neocon slave boy John Bolton got his wings clipped by Turkish President Recep Erdogan. And top U.S. General Joseph Dunford when he tried last week to stop the U.S. military withdrawal from Syria, they add. With the U.S. government now shut down for the fourth consecutive week and no end in sight, the whole world can see that the days of the U.S. corporation are numbered. Dmitry Rogozin, the head of the Russian Roscosmos State Space Corporation, canceled his planned February visit to NASA, not a space agency, because the Second American Civil War is underway. Also, the fact that NASA's money has been cut off by the shutdown was undoubtedly a factor in the canceled visit. The shutdown means that as more and more unpaid prison guards and air traffic controllers call in sick, and as food benefits run out for the 44 million Americans relying on them, chaos is coming to the U.S. For the few remaining Kool-Aid drinkers out there who still believe the U.S. government shutdown is about funding an already funded wall, we would like to remind them that the U.S. has a cumulative trade deficit of over $11 trillion, a government deficit of over $22 trillion, and unfunded liabilities of $210 trillion, versus a GDP of $19 trillion. So if you are earning $19,000 a year and have debts of $243,000, would you want to declare bankruptcy or remain an impoverished debt slave for the rest of your life? Has Trump trapped the Democrats? Has President Trump suckered Democrats and the deep state into a trap that will enable a radical downsizing of the federal bureaucracy? In only 5 more days of the already longest government shutdown in history, 25 days and counting, as of today, a heretofore obscure threshold will be reached, enabling permanent layoffs of bureaucrats furloughed 30 days or more. Don't believe me that federal bureaucrats can be laid off? Well, in bureaucraties, a layoff is called a RIF, a reduction in force, and of course, it comes with a slew of civil service protections. But, if the guidelines are followed, bureaucrats can be laid off as in no more job. It is all explained by Michael Roberts here, updated after the beginning of the partial shutdown. A reduction in force is a thoughtful and systematic elimination of positions. For all practical purposes, a government RIF is the same thing as a layoff. Organizations must stick to predetermined criteria when sorting out what happens to each employee. They must communicate with employees how and why decisions are made. In deciding who stays and who goes, federal agencies must take 4 factors into account. 1. Tenure. 2. Veteran status. 3. Total federal civilian and military service. 4. Performance. Agencies cannot use RIF procedures to fire bad employees. Update. See also, OMB issues guidance on reduction in forced layoffs due to partial shutdown. A lot of procedures must be followed, and merit, performance, is the last consideration, but based on the criteria above, employees already furloughed can be laid off, RIFed, once they have been furloughed for 30 days or 22 work days. When agencies furlough employees for more than 30 calendar days or 22 discontinuous work days, they must use RIF procedures. An employee can be terminated or moved into an available position. This seems to be what was referenced in this remarkable essay written by an unidentified senior Trump official published in the Daily Caller, which vouches for the authenticity of the author and explains that it is protecting him from adverse career consequences should the name become known. I strongly recommend reading the whole thing. The purported senior official makes the case that devotion to process eats up most of the time of federal bureaucrats and is also used by enemies of President Trump's initiatives to stymie the legitimate orders issued by his senior officials. On an average day, roughly 15% of the employees around me are exceptional patriots serving their country. I wish I could give competitive salaries to them and no one else. But 80% feel no pressure to produce results. If they don't feel like doing what they are told, they don't. Why would they? We can't fire them. They avoid attention, plan their weekend, schedule vacation, their second job, their next position. Some do this in the same position for more than a decade. They do nothing that warrants punishment and nothing of external value. That is their workday, errands for the sake of errands, administering, refining, Following and collaborating on process. Process is your friend is what delusional civil servants tell themselves. Even senior officials must gain approval from every rank across their department, other agencies and work units for basic administrative chores. Then the senior official notes what I have just called the trap. Most of my career colleagues actively work against the president's agenda. This means I typically spend about 15% of my time on the president's agenda and 85% of my time trying to stop sabotage, and we have no power to get rid of them. Until the shutdown. Those officials who waste time and stymie the president's initiatives now are not present because they are not categorized as essential. Due to the lack of funding, many federal agencies are now operating more effectively from the top down on a fraction of their workforce, with only select essential personnel serving national security tasks. President Trump can end this abuse. Senior officials can reprioritize during an extended shutdown, focus on valuable results and weed out the saboteurs. We do not want most employees to return, because we are working better without them. Keep in mind that saboteurs cannot be individually identified and are fed, but they can be included in the layoffs if they meet the criteria above in terms of seniority and service, and they must be given 60 days notice. But once they are gone, they are no longer free to obstruct using the process as their friend, because they are gone. You can expect lawsuits on every conceivable point, and I suspect that the definition of furlough will be one matter of dispute. If this was the plan all along, it would explain why President Trump goaded Chuck and Nancy in his televised meeting with them last year, boasting that he would claim credit for the shutdown. How could they resist a prolonged shutdown when he made it so easy to blame him? President Trump has proven that he is a disruptor who changes the framework of thinking on major issues by refusing to accept the givens, the assumptions of how things always have been done and therefore always must be done. So who is the senior official? I don't know, but I think Stephen Miller is the sort of bold thinker who might volunteer to telegraph the strategy just 5 days before the deadline. Give Chuck and Nancy something to think about and probably reject as unthinkable. Then they can't complain that they weren't warned once the trap is sprung. Such a mass riff would be the Trump version of Ronald Reagan firing the air traffic controllers when they went on an illegal strike in 1981. That was completely unexpected by his enemies, vehemently criticized, and successful. Among other benefits, it taught the leaders of the USSR that Ronald Reagan was a man whose threats cannot be dismissed as mere rhetoric. If you think that Xi Jinping, Kim Jong-un, Angela Merkel, and any other foreign leaders would not draw the same conclusion from a massive riff, then you are kidding yourself. My theory may be completely wrong, but I pray that it is not. Hat tip, Clarice Feldman. Monica Showalter adds, Slate of all places has a useful chart on which agencies have the most riffs on the line. Surprise, surprise, it's where the bureaucrats most in need of layoffs happen to roost. Update, this is from 2013, but the proportions of furloughed non-essential staff likely are similar.
I tried to warn y'all. I mean, all you can do is figure it out on your own, or listen to what I'm doing. I don't know. I explain it. They're all over the place. But why? When you're getting it from me, just go to my live. I'm live right now. I thought you was watching. I'm confused. All right, let's go to the other. I got some more news, guys. The Anonymous is exposing some more stuff.
That's a big.
Yeah. Breaking news. Trump reveals massive response to assassination attempt while at same time declaring. Somebody already tried to kill him, folks. Or was it a fake death? Let's see what happens.
Greetings, citizens. Barely 24 hours after the Foreign Intelligence Service reported that President Putin had warned President Trump about a potential assassination attempt, and whose believed assassin was killed during a gun battle with U.S. Secret Service agents, a new Security Council, SC, report circulating in the Kremlin today states that during a limited press availability yesterday, Trump obliquely revealed the truth of this event by his describing how I was all by myself in the White House. That's a big house. Except for all the guys out on the lawn with machine guns. I was waving to them. I never saw so many guys with machine guns in my life. Both Secret Service and military, and that immediately afterwards, then saw Trump declaring he would no longer tolerate America's wars he rightly called nothing more than sand and death. According to this report, with Afghanistan having now become the longest war in American history, President Trump railed against the deep state warmongers in his nation by pointing out to them that the former Soviet Union had bankrupted themselves fighting in this region called the Graveyard of Empires, and to prevent the same thing from happening to the United States. Saw Trump admitting that he essentially fired U.S. Defense Secretary James Mad Dog Mattis because he headed a U.S. military that itself had to admit a few weeks ago that this war cannot be won. Likewise about Syria. This report notes, President Trump further pushed back against the deep state warmongers opposing him by his rightfully declaring that the U.S. and its allies had already lost this war, too, with his exactly stating, so Syria was lost long ago. It was lost long ago. And besides that, I don't want, we're talking about sand and death. That's what we're talking about. The bizarre absurdity that America has become today. However, this report continues, now sees the same Democrat Party that filed articles of impeachment against President George W. Bush for starting the illegal Middle East wars in the first place, now sees them to wanting to impeach President Trump for ending them. A distortion of common sense and logic so astounding, it led to William M. Arkin, the award-winning 30-year journalist for NBC News, to resign yesterday and declare, I thought that the mission was to break through the machine of perpetual war acceptance and conventional wisdom to challenge Hillary Clinton's hawkishness. It was also an interesting moment at NBC because everyone was looking over their shoulder at Vice and other upstarts creeping up on the mainstream. But then Trump got elected and investigations got sucked into the tweeting vortex, increasingly lost in a directionless adrenaline rush, the national security and political version of leading the broadcast with every snowstorm. And I would assert that in many ways NBC just began emulating the national security state itself, busy and profitable. No war is won, but the ball is kept in play. With President Trump knowing that endless and needless war is the exact recipe one would need to destroy a nation, as history has long proven, this report concludes, standing in the wings to rebuild America once it collapses is the leftist Democrat Party, whose members of the U.S. House of Representatives, that they now control, just yesterday, unveiled a radical mandate they call the Green New Deal that would see them leading a U.S. government prepared to take total control of every single aspect of the American people's lives from birth to death, but who first must go through Trump, a much easier task to talk about than to actually accomplish. American Samoa 2018 demonstrated beyond anyone's doubt, and was the year the media predicted Trump's imminent downfall. Again, and again. Gun battle leaves Trump assassin dead after Russian warning heated as canon indictments soar over 70,000 and 9/11 shock reveal nears release. A jaw-dropping new Foreign Intelligence Service, SVR, report circulating in the Kremlin today states that information obtained under interrogation from accused American spy Paul Whelan revealing that he was a member of a rogue U.S. Marine criminal organization was relayed directly from President Putin to President Trump, and upon whose receipt of saw Trump ordering all U.S. Marines guarding him at the White House to be immediately removed, and shortly thereafter saw one of these U.S. Marine guards being killed in a gun battle with U.S. Secret Service agents at his Washington, D.C. barracks, and whose killing of this believed to be Trump assassin comes at that the same the mysterious U.S. military organization Canon revealed that over 70,000 sealed indictments have now been issued for deep state operatives, and in retaliation for this assassination attempt, now sees the equally mysterious Trump-loyal international hacking group the Dark Overlord threatening to release the most classified U.S. government documents exposing the real truth behind the September 11, 2001, 9/11 attacks on the United States. Note, some words and or phrases appearing in quotes in this report are English language approximations of Russian words, phrases having no exact counterpart. According to this report, after nearly 2 full years in power, President Trump's direct nationalist actions and policies have led to a United States that today now sees its unemployment at its lowest level since 1969, consumer confidence nearing its highest level since 2000, crime in their nation's largest cities at its lowest level since 1990, petroleum exports exceeding imports for the first time ever, a remarkable milestone in America's steady march toward independence from foreign oil that has kept it embroiled in needless wars, economic growth up, poverty down, and electric vehicle sales at an all-time high. Being viewed by the elite globalist leaders in the European Union, however, this report notes, President Trump's stunning nationalist achievements in America have been met with shock and despair, most notably due to Hungary's President Viktor Orban taking Trump's side and warning that illegal immigration will destroy Europe's 2,000-year-old culture, the British people becoming as anti-war as Trump is and asking questions about why hospitals are closing down, there are potholes in the roads, and why infrastructures are collapsing, yet their government always seem to have money for firing missiles at sovereign countries, and meddling in the affairs of other countries, and the French people's tearing their nation apart, and nearing civil war, as they demand that their government institute Trump-like low tax policies. With Trump supporting nationalist populists in both America and Europe putting globalists on the run, and 2019 being the year most experts believe will deliver the coup de grace, stroke of grace or blow of mercy, against these elites, this report continues, a bombshell showing how close this demise is exploded in the European Union this past week that was delivered by a shock report showing that barely 40% of the European peoples had any faith or trust left in their elite globalist leaders. Knowing that President Trump's astonishing nationalist policies actually work to restore a country's economic power, while at the same time lifting tens of millions out of poverty, this report details, the elite globalists have struck back hard against him in the only way they could, by their unleashing against Trump the most violent sustained propaganda mainstream attack ever witnessed in modern history, and whose success have seized today the deep state-aligned U.S. mainstream propaganda media joyfully predicting that Trump will not survive 2019 as the downward trajectory of every aspect of his tenure indicates we are headed for a spectacular political crash and burn. As to who is actually going to crash and burn in 2019, though, be it either President Trump or his globalist elite enemies, this report points out, FVR analysts have concluded is far from being determined, most particularly due to Trump having created his own mysterious and secretive global intelligence organization to battle back against the deep state, one of whose parts of, called Dark Overlord, has today threatened to release U.S. government classified documents that will top Snowden's finest work revealing the full truth about 9/11, but who are offering to redact the names of persons named in these over 18,000 documents before they release them if they are paid in bitcoins, but whose risk in replying to this offer exposes plotters that may not be named in these documents, to exposing themselves out of fear they are, and thus proving, yet again, that there is absolutely nothing that Trump can't make a profit on. The greatest casualty, so far, in this deepening and deadly war between President Trump and his deep state globalist enemies, this report concludes, are the very American institutions that undergird their nation, one of the most important being their once globally admired, trusted and respected mainstream media establishment, but who today have descended into Russia-mania madness, that sees the Wall Street Journal having to shred the deep state-aligned Washington Post for their undermining the credibility of the press because of the non-stop lies they tell about Trump and Russia, with even the deep state-aligned New York Times having their former executive editor Jill Abramson slam them, too, for their coverage she calls unmistakably anti-Trump and that makes clear why President Trump is being portrayed by both the Washington Post and New York Times as something eerily close to the Antichrist for his ordering American soldiers to come home from Syria. That truly is the world standing on its head as these deep state mouthpieces claim that bringing U.S. troops home to their families equals chaos. But to the Syrian people themselves is called peace and security as Christmas colors light their rich and diverse nation today for the first time in years.
This is unbelievable, guys. Anonymous is on fire. Man, I am so glad. that we're getting this information. Like I said, predictive program. The Simpsons already said Trump dies. So who wins? Trump loses. And on purpose. Okay, more breaking news on Jennifer. Former Navy, Jennifer, Veterans for Truth. What is it? What is she saying here? The U.S. backed co-ops uses humanitarian aid to overthrow countries. Interesting.
Let's discuss the main reasons that the U.S. government may want to screw with you or your country. Create some type of government overthrow, coup d'etat, some type of complete chaos that's going to cause much more death and insanity
And destruction.
humanitarian situations than it actually helps. So, well, it's all going to be to further their agenda of world domination. Kind of like the game of Risk. So I'm going to give you the plan, kind of a recipe on how to create a military coup. Step 1, create a strong U.S.-backed fifth column. What's a fifth column, you ask? It's a group of people that undermine the government of a country and to support the opposition.
Yep.
They can be both
She's right.
covert and overt, open or under whatever, covert. There are various ways to create a good U.S.-backed fifth column. Our favorite that we like to use here in the good old USA is using a good wholesome fronts such as USAID or the National Endowment of Democracy. That's called the NED. So, the National Endowment for Democracy, or NED, like this journalist right here says from Consortium News, it is to what was used in 1983. The NED essentially took over the CIA's role of influencing the electoral outcomes and destabilizing of governments that got in the way of, the U.S. interest. We can't have that. But the NED also serves as kind of a slush fund for those good neocons that are trying to give you humanitarian aid. So we can use the NED and the USAID to destabilize your country by saying that we're bringing you food and medicine. Step 2, undermine a country's economy. It is very important with this step that you make sure that you don't care about anybody that's going to die, starve to the point of so much hunger that they would start killing, raping, robbing, trafficking humans, to get by and make money. It's a very important aspect here to use the mainstream media. You've got to use that, and social media platforms. It's a must. To make it seem like that it is the complete fault of the sitting president, because we have to demonize that person, right? Of course. Making the entire public think that he's hoarding all the goods, such as toilet paper and food. Like Maduro right now, he's got that 3-ply just all stacked up in the palace. Yeah. No, actually it was the opposition stuffing it in warehouses or bringing it across the border to Colombia.
And like the news were talking about that we were putting the food, we were recalling all the food, which they're recalling it all right. They're putting it underground into their bunkers. Y'all been fooled like a dumbass. But hey, you're getting the truth from me because we are the best in the world of what we do. And we're making the dumbasses GTS go to sleep.
To sell it at 10 times the amount, but let's not bring that up. The mainstream media's job, their number one job always, is to ensure that you don't ever hear the truth. Even if they have to go as far as censoring alternative media sites sometimes even putting journalists in prison or, you know, getting them out of the way or any of those other shady dealings. And as Peter Coleman, a international observer for the Presidential Economic Advisory Commissionary Board, stated, it is absolutely clear who is behind the food and medicine boycotts and the empty shelves at the supermarket. Because, and the internal strife and violence in Venezuela. Because it is a carbon copy of what the CIA did under Kissinger's command in 1973 in Chile, which led to the murder of the democratically elected president Allende. Yes, so we're pretty good at this. So to sum that all up, really, it's just to create economic troubles, which makes hungry people, which makes angry people.
Means
right? We all know
chaos
those
in America.
people that get super
Henry
angry when
Kissinger
they're hungry.
needs to be hung.
Okay, step 3.
Period.
You either have to wait for internal protest and create them. Basically, like most places, there are normal protests against any situation. We have them.
What's going on, James? Here, over the last couple of years, I built a very large online business, as you can see.
Here, we have them everywhere. But, like in the situation of Nicaragua and Venezuela and these other countries, we have certain people that are involved that come here to the United States and study under the United States universities. We've got to have them here so we can train them properly, of course, such as Juan Guaido, who moved to Washington, D.C. in 2007 to enroll in the government political management program at George Washington University under the tutelage of Venezuela economist Luis Enrique Barista Vierte. I hope I'm saying that right. One of the top neoliberal economists, former executive to the International Monetary Fund. Yeah, I mean, that's perfect, right? The IMF. Wow, and then we declared him the president of Venezuela. You see how this works? It's really great. So apparently we can just do that now. That's just really weird. You know, that's essentially like joining the WWE, studying under Henry Kissinger, and then the U.S. declares you the president of Japan?
Yeah.
I don't know. But it
You're
gets better.
right, babe.
For a random guy named
She's
Juan,
smart.
like I like to call him, he is he is a product of a decade-long project overseen by Washington elite regime change trainers. While posing as a champion of democracy, you know, he's got to be an actor. He has spent years at the forefront of the violent campaign to destabilize and create civil discord all over the country.
Yeah.
I mean, so what's the big deal?
I'm live right
He's an
now.
American-trained puppet who was groomed by the
I would.
IMF to take over Venezuela and give away their natural resources.
Got two
That's
more
not so
matches
bad.
there.
You
This
know,
one and
if the
another.
Venezuelan people want that, shouldn't we respect their wishes? Because that's what corporate media is telling us, so it only makes sense, right?
Mattch.
Wait, what?
No.
Before all of this, 81% of Venezuelans didn't even know who Juan Guaido was? Oh, that sucks. Well, that's not looking good.
She's good.
And
She's
then
good.
according to this study conducted in
She's learning
January
a
of
lot from me.
2019 by a local polling firm, 86% of Venezuelans would disagree with an international military.
Get this, ladies and gentlemen. I told her to dress sexy sex sells, but you don't have sex with no one. And she did it. The next day, she did it. And now she's getting more subscribers and more views. And that's what you got to do, ladies and gentlemen. You've got to grab life by the horns. And you got to. If you don't, the 13 world banks don't give a shit about you. We do, because we're Robin Hood. And we're helping the poor. Just keep on.
Military intervention, and 81% opposes the U.S. sanctions that have gravely hurt South American nation's economy. Oh crap! So this isn't. Let's recap. So most Venezuelans don't even know who Juan Guaido was. Most Venezuelans still support Maduro, even if they don't like him. Whether you agree with him personally or not doesn't matter.
That's right.
It's what the Venezuelans want, okay?
It's 13 world banks matter. They're the ones that's doing it.
They do not want any type of U.S. military intervention. But that's not a good way to create a coup. We've got to stick to the script. They obviously don't want these sanctions, yet CNN, PBS, Fox, NBC, CBS, BBC, all want you thinking that everyone there is starving to death on their knees, begging for American freedom bombs
the
to start raining down on them
News.
like dollar bills in the strip club.
Fake news.
What? Because the American interventions have worked so well, in places that we've done them before, like Syria and Yemen and Afghanistan and Chile and Honduras and Haiti and Libya, Guatemala, Colombia, Panama, and the freaking North Pole where Santa Claus lives. Yeah, they worked out real well. Actually,
she's good. What in the world just happened? Y'all gotta stop. Quit sending me messages while I'm alive. While I'm live.
These student leaders
Be
that
live,
have been creating all this chaos were here just a few months ago and took this nice little picture with none other than Senator Marco Rubio. Great guy. He is
great guy
for this plan of how to
He's a
create
puppet.
coup.
He's not a great guy.
You have to have him and John Bolton and all of these guys to
She's being
do
funny.
a perfect military coup, okay? But just know that these people that you see on social media saying, "Oh, we need help," those are usually the upper crust of the one percenters.
Yeah.
But they're the ones speaking for everybody.
Yes, we are.
What?
She's
this
right.
isn't sounding so good. So, but you got to stick. Oh, let's roll back. We got to stick to the script, okay? Don't worry about any of those things. Don't worry about the bots. Don't worry about the fake social media accounts. Let's go on to step 4. Get violent. While accusing the government of getting violent. Isn't that perfect? It's kind of like when my boys are arguing and one hits another one and he's like, "Oh, no, Mom, that's not what happened. I didn't kick him. His stomach got in the way of my foot." What? Yeah, that's how it is.
She's good.
That's essentially
That is
what just occurred when Venezuelan National Guard seized the cache of weapons just the other day of antennas, radios, walkie-talkies, phones that flew right out of Miami, allegedly to go to the opposition because we've got to get the chaos going, mix it up,
like
get the
George
guns out there
Soros
that way, then
wants.
they can
Gotta
point
have
at the
chaos
rest
in
of the country
America.
and say, "Oh my God, they're
The
so
ultimate
crazy. They're
warrior
shooting
Royal
people
Rumble."
everywhere." Ooh, but that sucked because they weren't supposed to find them. But the Venezuelan National Guard interrupted that part. That was supposed to be a secret. I I guess somebody really screwed up that shipment.
She's right.
And then we won't have the shooting on the streets and the random killings like they did a few years back that Juan Guaido was part of. Oh, this isn't looking good.
No.
Yeah, this is not looking good.
No.
But anyway, if steps 1 through 4 do not work, then you have step 5. What's step 5?
What's step 5?
Kidnap or assassinate. Yup. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. If you want to rule the world, you've got to just sometimes take one for the team and take one out. You know?
Yeah.
If you're feeling really generous, you just put them on a U.S. military plane and fly him to Africa against his will, of course, which actually happened in 2004 with
That's true.
President Helions Bertenda, I think. You know, that must have been a very, very odd flight, very long flight, probably like 10 hours or something, just sitting there like, what's up, bro? You mad, bro? You just gonna dump me off in Africa? I mean, I didn't bring a toothbrush, sunscreen. Can I get some sunscreen? It's Africa. Oh my gosh. I have my best patent leather shoes on. Well, that's gonna suck. Just drop them off over there.
She's good.
And we have an endless number of examples that I can also give you. Because some of our things have worked because we have become amazing at these U.S. And in
She is amazing.
1973, the CIA
USA, USA,
socialist
USA. Come on,
President
guys.
Salvador Allende.
Comment. Say USA, USA.
But have no fear, after that overthrowing, we installed a murderous dictator, Donde Pinochet or something. You know, he was kind of more cut from the same cloth as the U.S. DC people. You know, they like to, they love, really, enriching themselves and killing the enemy by things like death squads.
Oh, wow.
You know, if you don't
That was
like
a
that,
hit.
you know, we don't really want to hang out with you. We want to have somebody that's like us. We feel that, okay? Then we have Ecuadorian President Jaime Rosé, who died in 1981 in an airplane accident.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. It was sad. After going forward
It was sad.
with the plan to reorganize
She's hilarious.
Ecuadorian fossil fuel industry, meaning he nationalized it. We don't like when you nationalize your oil. So, don't do that. His airplane fell right out of the sky.
Mm-hmm.
It came down with a really bad case of CIA. It's not really like HIV because it only affects,
A bad case of CIA.
kind of like that very strange
That was a good
cancer
one.
that Hugo Chavez came down with. Oh, I know, yeah. And there's dozens of attempts that were on Fidel
bad
Castro,
case
Cuba.
of CIA.
Holy crap! Which all of this stuff
You're
just came out through
funny.
the Freedom of Information
God.
Act, and you can go at it. So they wait a few years and then
Yeah,
say,
she
"Oh
must have
yeah,
been
that
watching
was
some of
us.
my
It
YouTube
wasn't a
videos."
conspiracy theories." But I do have to talk about that one with Fidel Castro that they tried to actually use an explosive cigar.
Yeah.
It obviously didn't work.
Mr. Castro said to Obama, "You son of a whore, we're not ever going to fight with you. We're never going to be on your side. Screw you, you son of a whore."
Kind of funny. As funny as assassinating a
Yes, it is.
duly elected president or whatever it can be. But that is how you
She's talking about Trump.
successfully run a U.S.-backed military coup.
This is great.
If you have any questions, we have tons of research that you can look into. Next, let's talk about how to avoid this type of situation. So if you are thinking about becoming some type of president or prime minister of any type of country, you want to take note on these situations, okay? These are the main reasons that the U.S. will screw with you. But if you don't have these, you don't need to worry, okay? I'm gonna give you like 3. If you have one of these things, you may not need to be too concerned. If you have 2 of these things, the US is probably already planning on how to screw with you. Don't get me confused. When I say the US, I really just mean DC and those that are highly connected to those type of people. So, don't get your feelings hurt. All right? If you have 3 of these things, then you better really look out, or actually probably just turn around, because we probably are already controlling you. And really screwing you. But this is the reasons right here.
Damn, she's listening to me.
We would consider overthrowing your country or trying to assassinate or whatever we do. Like I talked about in the coup.
Fake death.
Reason number 1 the US, DC, would consider overthrowing you is if you are socialist. Yes, if you don't have the same economic system that the US has, which is predatory capitalism and socialism for the top, then we will consider you essentially Satan, and we will make sure that everybody around knows how evil you really are. Number 2, dropping the dollar. If you drop the US dollar, you will be screwed. Libya dropped the dollar, Iran dropped the dollar, we overthrew them. Pakistan dropped the dollar in trade with China, and the following day, we added them to the list of countries violating religious freedom. Yes, I'm not kidding. It really happened. We don't take kindly to people dropping the dollar, so don't do it if you want to, stay in good graces.
She's right. If you drop the dollar and you go to the microchip or your card, guess what? It's just one step forward for you to be controlled by George Soros and the Illuminati banks.
Venezuela shouldn't have to worry about that because... Oh, wait, shit. Oh. U.S. Venezuela dropped the U.S. dollar. Well, they may have 2 of those. Okay. The number 3 reason is if you have oil or any form of national resources. Definitely Venezuela doesn't have any of that, right? Oh, wait. The world's leader in oil reserves? Well, that's only the world. Mars might have more oil. Maybe that's why we're out there. It's possible. It's just the world. In case anybody's wondering, those are the real reasons that the U.S. is trying to invade Venezuela and any other country. It's pretty much a step-by-step plan. If you can...
Oh yeah, by the way, this is the final match, the main event. It's Hobbs and Shaw. That stupid movie that's coming out. I don't want them to be friends. I want them to beat the hell out of each other. I'm pulling for Jason Statham. I don't know about y'all.
Figure this stuff out. You won't be fooled. So, stand all of the globalist legacy media, CNN, MSNBC, Fox, CBS, NBC, Bill Maher, John freaking Oliver, are all touting the same line. Even Secretary Pompeo announced that Hezbollah is now the biggest threat, and we must go into Venezuela because of that. What? This makes no sense. But hey, it's okay, because most of the population will believe anything that's going to be on legacy media. It's just a fact. The majority, the years and years of manipulation that the CIA and the NSA and all of these people have done really great things within our media to push all these things to get you to believe it. So, We don't really have anything.
Hold on, let's go with some WWE with believe. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Believe. Believe in your government. Because they're not your heroes. They're your sheroes.
Thing to worry about. The government's going to take care of us and all the other countries around. I don't. Wait, what? That doesn't seem right at all. The Venezuelan people really should have exactly how they want to run their country. We should not be involved in anybody else's business at all.
Thank you.
Until we can fix the
Thank
shit
you.
that's going on in our country,
Thank you.
we shouldn't be doing anything
Nope.
in anybody else's country.
Thank
But
you.
heck, that's just my opinion. I just hate seeing U.S. military soldiers coming home with flag-draped coffins. I know people think that that's very confusing, and they're like, oh my god, you must be a socialist.
No, she's
I
a
sometimes have
soldier.
an accent just for fun. But I'm like, no. I just think that some things
Let's
these
stop
people
right
do
there. Right there. Jennifer. And I'm gonna tag you into this video. Anybody that messes with you, I'm gonna have Officer Kayla put a boot up their ass just like they have on this YouTube channel. That's all I got to say about it. They're not gonna mess with you, Jennifer. I've been seeing the comments down below, and I've been kicking their ass, letting them know what I think about them and what's going on YouTube. Quit commenting down below. Comments don't work no more. Actually, if you want to know the truth, YouTube sends me an email and says, you don't even have to have comments no more. All you have to do is do the news and your gaming, and you're good. I'm good, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, Jennifer is a good person. Quit messing with her on her YouTube channel and quit messing with me, or I'm going to have Officer Kayla shoot you in the head just like all the other guys and what happened last night with Alex, which we were looking for somebody else, Zach from Ohio, Steelers' dad, but he's missing. All I got to say is we're looking for him, and hopefully he's next to be on my YouTube channel, either arrested or shot.
Are a good idea. And either way, we shouldn't be meddling in their business. Because whenever we meddle, usually things don't end up doing too well. You know, the U.S. humanitarian aid interventions are not smart bombs. You know, they don't target the actual problem and then everything else is good. Wait, actually, yeah. Yeah, it is like smart bombs. We are told that it's only going to affect the problem. But no, honestly, guys.
And how about that fake? It was not. We was not the first one to go to the moon. And the guy that they were talking about, that went to the moon is already dead, folks. All you watched on the news and that fake shit that you seen today was nothing but the Illuminati giving you signs of what's coming. With Democrat Pelosi doing the golf clap like the Joker. That's just a sign what's coming, ladies and gentlemen. The white means they're in a funeral right now, watching a funeral of Donald Trump. I just want y'all to know that, ladies and gentlemen. I want y'all to know that. Everything's reverse psychology. Like I said, Democrats and Republicans are together. And you will find that out very, very soon. When the military and the China and all them comes in here and beats your ass without the drones, you're going to wish you listened to me. Promise you that.
My whole thing is leave them alone, and people need to stand up for them because it's them today and it's us tomorrow. I tried to make this more fun and not so, oh my gosh. It's not a fun topic to always talk about. So you gotta laugh some. But honestly, this is it. They've really screwed this. It honestly is kind of funny how they screwed this up.
Yeah, it is funny.
It really is. I mean, it kind of makes me glad that they screwed it up this bad, but then it kind of makes me worried that they'll do something stupid if they're just like determined. You know how people are just like, fuck it, I'm going out. Like, what? Kind of like declaring a random person a president of another country. But anyway, y'all like, share, subscribe. Have a wonderful night.
Yeah. Have a nice.
Hey, Jason here with my friend Ben.
I want y'all to
We have a
understand
question
this,
for you.
guys. Y'all been played. Them big YouTube channels that y'all are watching got your address every time you comment down below. Just want you to know that CIA has subscribed to all them big YouTube channels that you're watching, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Teresa, you asked me on YouTube or on Messenger a while ago what was up with that. The people that I talk about is on my YouTube channel. I'm giving you the links when I say who they are. Period. You either subscribe or unsubscribe. Doesn't matter to me because it's all about views now. And I'm closing in on 6 million views, ladies and gentlemen. How you like me now? Trollers, when I'm on my way. You think I'm crazy here standing here today. I'm the best in the world, guys. I see you later. God bless you. God bless America. And if you're with the Illuminati pedophile bitches, we're coming for you. Have a nice day. Take care.